Women's Manifesto is deeply connected with students to the extent that it can be called a student initiative. From its inception to every phase of its existence, students, especially from various central universities in Delhi, have been at its core. With its dedicated members, Women Manifesto strive towards the welfare of humanity with a particular emphasis on women. It's happy to share that we completed 10 years of journey this year. So without much ado, let me get into today's event. Let me invite Dolly Siddequi, Executive Member of the organization, to introduce the Women's Summit 2024. Presently, she is working as a medical social worker at Safdarjung Hospital, Delhi.
Thank you. Welcome everyone. सबसे पहले आप सभी को नमस्ते, हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम. My name is Dolly. जैसा कि आपको बता दिया गया है. Dear Neena ma'am, Nuzhat ma'am, Simi ma'am, and Jisha ma'am. Women Manifesto Award winners, members of the organization, volunteers, online and offline participants. A very special good morning to all of you. It is with a great pride and excitement that I welcome you to Women's Manifesto family and to the Women's Summit 2024. The Women's Summit is our annual gathering where we unite to reflect on our progress, share experiences, and discuss that way forward. We are deeply connected to this cause, both personally and professionally too. And it is the shared emotional bond that fuels our dedication to creating a more just and equitable world for women. When think about the summit, there are some names which are inevitable part of like Neena ma'am and Neelam from Jamia. This year is particularly special as we celebrate a decade of tireless dedication to the cause of women empowerment and welfare. Over the past 10 years, Women Manifesto has grown from a passionate idea into a formidable force of change. Thanks to the commitment and hard work of each one of you here. Today, basically, we are a volunteer group committed to inspire each other as change maker of our society. The tree grows the tree grows with wider level branches. Its flower gives fragrance in different sectors, different communities, and even in different countries. It's happy to share that our member Nadia Rashid cleared civil services examination in the last year. Some of us clear judiciary exam and we are bound to make online link to include our people from different parts of the country and even from the foreign countries. Our one of the backbone, Fatima. She is controlling the Zoom space by sitting in Canada. She is in Canada. She's in Canada. Actually, the success of Women Manifesto is the emotional bond among the people who connected with the organization that I even never experienced from any other organization. Our mission at Women Manifesto is to create an inclusive environment where women can thrive. Today summit running from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. हमारे पास थोड़ा सा टाइम का शॉर्टेज है, तो हमें इसी में अपना प्रोग्राम कंप्लीट करना होगा. Offer us a unique opportunity to explore different aspects of human entrepreneurship. Highlights of today's summit will be the presentation of the Women's Manifesto Award 2024. This annual award reflects the outstanding contribution of women and women-oriented organizations who have significant side in the field of women empowerment. We are honored to celebrate their achievement and express our gratitude for their dedication to the career. I am thrilled to announce we have guests from academically topper institution. Nuzhat ma'am, Neena ma'am, Simi ma'am, please tap in, please. Neena ma'am, Disha ma'am. Their profound expertise will greatly enrich our discussion and inspire us in our efforts today, women empowerment. Additionally, we are excited to introduce a new book of our General Secretary, Dr. Shanaz Muttu ma'am. Dignity of Movement and the Justice Delivery System in India. Book name. This important work explores the complexities of justice delivery system and reflects our ongoing commitment to justice and equality for women. We invite you to explore our program and initiative on our website, www.womenmanifestoorganization.com, and engage actively in today's discussion. Your participation is circular as a strive to create a world where every woman can achieve her full potential. Thank you for being here and for your unwavering dedication to our mission. Let's make Women Summit 2024 a resounding success as we work together for future where dignity and justice are upheld on women. Once again, I welcome all of you. Let's begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolly ma'am. Now, moving on to the important session of our program. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome our esteemed chief guest. Firstly, we are honored to have with us Professor Neena Pandey from the Department of Social Work, University of Delhi. Her areas of research include women and gender issues.
And absolutely, because we have only 2 hours, not even 2 hours now. Yeah. So we'll carry on other discussion which are more meaningful and therein Google and interested in women issues. That's it. That's my
So it's my pleasure to welcome Professor Neena Pandey. I invite our General Secretary, Dr. Shanaz Muthu, to give plant to Neena ma'am. I request Neena ma'am to speak few words.
Yes, and this is what I'm going to speak, right? Because she asked me that you would speak for 5 to 10 minutes. I said definitely. Um, the program has already begun. When the house is full, that means we are slowly and gradually reaching out to women and we are doing a meaningful contribution. So I know Women's Manifesto from, I think, 2014. You are not a person revered as a giver. You are a person, you are a doer. You can take action. थोड़ा सा लेंस का डिग्री चेंज करेंगे, I think we will have a better perspective, we'll have a development perspective and rights perspective, as you said, justice. And I think we need to occupy. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि बच्चों को माँ भी खाना नहीं देती जब तक वो बोलते हैं भूख लगी है. So let's understand that this is our appetite. Apart from maintaining ourselves, this is our appetite that we need to contribute in the mental perspective. So yes, there are organizations like कई बार मुझे भी ऐसा होता है कि छोटा मोटा बिजनेस स्टार्ट करें, but that's out of interest, but you feel that ऐसा बिजनेस होना चाहिए या फिर I don't want to call it a business और ऐसा endeavor होना चाहिए which is involving other women, irrespective of the fact whether that woman is educated or not educated, because education has altogether a different sociological perspective. हम ये नहीं देख सकते कि ये 10वीं तक पढ़ी नहीं है तो कुछ नहीं कर सकती. नो, बहुत कुछ कर सकती. मेरे my own house help, she told me that she is not, she is not educated because she has not studied because the situation was not like that. Yeah. But she is very good at in digital devices. So what kind of education we are looking at? She is very good with ATM. She is very good with her phone banking, mobile banking. That's it. I think she qualifies for all kinds of, MSME schemes. Not all kinds, but many kinds of. So let's change that perspective that if a person is not educated, the education has different layers. Let's bring out the opportunity so that women may join, they should join, participate in the development scenario. So I think that is one thing which I would like to, put forward, and more this kind of collectives. NGOs work. I come from social work. I'm teaching social work education. I look forward to NGOs. Yes, Seva has been a very big banner. Amul has been a very big banner with SHGs. So I think more and more case studies should be enlisted in our, experience which can motivate, inspire women to initiate more and more. I guess we have a vision. Niti Aayog has already started, women entrepreneur portal platform. All that I think the NGOs like Women's Manifesto can facilitate, enable the women coming from rural areas. But the greatest, barrier which is coming in, women who are coming in entrepreneurship are coming from informal sector mostly and rural areas. So how are we looking at the whole concept of rurality is also something which we need to think about, and we need to value. Their initiatives is something which we have to uh, contribute to. And yes, I'm always there. I'm part of, you told me as a chief guest, I'm part of Women's Manifesto. So that is more comfortable for me. Thank you, Sharnaz. Thank you, Team Manifesto, for calling me here, inviting me, because I told Sharnaz that it is quite possible that I'll be in Banaras. But the moment we talked, no, there was a dent. Banaras to fir baad mein bhi ja sakte hain. So that kind of relationship, Women's Manifesto is there in my life. So thank you for being in my life. And I'm just a caller. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such kind words. So let's move on to the most interesting part of this event. We are thrilled to announce the release of an impactful and thought-provoking book, Dignity of Women and Justice Delivery System in India, authored by our beloved General Secretary Dr. Shanaz Muthu and Professor Habibul Rahman, VM, Department of Social Work, Jamia Millia Islamia. Please join us in celebrating this significant contribution on gender justice. Let's give a warm round of applause to the authors for their dedication and insightful writing. We have an expert in the field of women and law as guest to release the book, Professor Dr. Nazhat Parveen Khan. Professor Khan is a celebrated academic and a leading figure in the field of law. She has served as the Dean of the School of Law at Bennett University.
So one thing which I would like to add to my CV, which is not yet disclosed, but I am feeling like disclosing it on this forum. I've been appointed the Vice Chancellor last week. I'm joining the coming Monday in the National Law University. Moment being all the women here is part of it was a lot of already shared. I have not taken any course into the shortcut.
I would also like Professor Khan to release the book.
Many congratulations. Many congratulations, Sharnaz. Take one picture, everybody will read the page. Yeah.
This is the news release. Yeah, right? This picture should go in the. It's very important. Yeah.
I think other people also.
Thank you.
So now I invite Professor Khan to deliver a few words.
So I've not gone through the book. Good morning and assalamu alaikum to everyone. Very good cause, and as Sharna's NGO is working, I'm also now, I think, ready to be part of it and contribute as small as if I can. I will definitely make my efforts. So thank you everyone here, and the book is with us. So she has talked about the dignity of the women and the justice delivery system. We have many laws, and especially in our country, there is no lack of laws. There is no paucity of laws. We have enough laws. But and even the judiciary is quite proactive and somehow very positive about upholding the dignity of the women. There are plethora of judgment. I'm sure Sharnas might have talked about some of the judgment, and the journey starts from a case which is called as Nargish Mirza versus Air India, where this girl who was an air hostess and the particular declaration which they have to give was saying that you can't marry if you are marrying out of the profession. So that she took it to the court, and the court said you cannot stop people like that. But that was going on and on for a long period of time, and people in the name of job were or not understanding whether it is it is losing their dignity or their rights. So it was happening. And then later on, there are many cases. Another case, Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan. Most of you, it is another very important and landmark judgment where Supreme Court talked about the rights of the women. So when we talk rights, it will be a very long lecture if I start because our constitution itself talks about the equality before the laws and equal protection of the laws. Many international conventions such as CEDAW and all which India has ratified, they also talk about women's rights and elimination of discrimination against women. Then following the constitutional right to equality, there are a number of laws, be it sexual harassment, protection at workplace, or be it domestic violence, be it giving equality at the workplace, equal pay, equal wages. So a number of laws are there. But those laws do not work under implementation part is there. And implementation basically remains with the society. So what I feel today, just to share a few words about gender sensitization. So gender sensitization is about, making the society aware. When we say gender, we generally get confused with the term sex. But actually, sex is with which one is born with. It can be male, it can be female, or it can be today even recognized transgenders. So sex is basically in the form of male and female. That later on becomes girls and boys and then men and women. However, when we talk of gender, it is the construction, how the society takes it. Like, for example, we have the construction. Women are the household work, and men are the bread earners, which today is changing. It's not only changing. Girls are taking higher education. They are the I think super women. They are the superhuman beings rather. They are taking. They are going to the moon also. They are going to the NASA. They are doctors. They are engineers, and today they are accepting the army as well. Some type of professions where they were used to be sidelined. They were away that this is not their cup of tea. But they are doing everything. And simultaneously, they are giving birth to a child, which is a natural part of their sex. And they are taking care of each and everything very perfectly. Nothing is, out of their capacity or capability. So while I'm saying gender sensitization, I need to say our society. And here, most of the time when we talk of, we are all women. In fact, I feel there should be more male participation in all such programs so that they understand the things. Even being a law professor, I go for these. I was the chairperson of Jamia Committee, that is post law. So whenever I used to give training to our university or other places, I was always emphasized all the male officers should be there. Many of the Government of India offices or some university offices, while it's not only always conducting inquiries, most of the part of ICC is gender sensitization, making the people aware about that what will amount to sexual harassment or etc. So it's very necessary that our male counterpart, our colleagues, our half of the population. Today we are the whole population. I'm happy with that actually. They say gender and sex ratio, when we say sex ratio is declining, women are getting lesser. But once upon a time, there are more actually. And that is how a very cruel step of female feticide or somehow female abandonment or later on, killing of the girl child. Uh, all those steps, if not taken, we are higher in population and we are higher in number. It has been reduced also with the help of law. And I think women are much more. God has also created them in a way that they have much more capacity, despite saying physically they may be weaker, but they are strong. This is my understanding. I myself have created all niches for me. I have never come from any background, coming from a very small town, then a little being more dignified. I never say anything to be done for me to anybody. That's always I kept in my kitty. I always excelled by hard work, hard work, hard work. And that paid. That paid. So I'm so happy. Everything has happened on time, rather before time. So I have no grudges that nobody can make it. If I can make it, everybody can make it, anywhere can make it. So it's all, and such type of support is also necessary what Sharnaz is doing, and we all should be part of it because many women want a way to go ahead and they want some type of guidance. And this is where we can help them. With this, I'll say, I think Sharnaz, should I talk about some of the judgments? Do you want me? Do you want me to make more judgments? Yeah, so there are there are lots of judgments. Sharnaz might have talked in this, where judiciary, I will say, have taken up in a very latest case. Sometimes rape happens. Everybody knows there are many rapes happen, and the case go to the court of law. A judge is duty bound to give punishment to the culprit, to the accused, if the case is proved. So there are 3-4 judgments which actually made me a little emotional after reading it, and somewhere cruelty of the judiciary also. For example, in one case, it is case of Madhya Pradesh High Court, where the case against the accused was proved that he has committed the rape, and the punishment court said, in fact, they have punished the judge also who said like that, that how come you go on to say, in another case also it happened, the court directed that they should marry. But why? Why that women should unnecessarily marry a person who has raped him just for the sake of courts thing? So there also the Supreme Court have come up very heavily on that lower court or that, but because even High Court is lower than the Supreme Court. So some of the High Courts are such traditional views, or so that is condemned. And I think many cases are there. There's plethora of judgment where judiciary is upholding the equality. And then when we got talk of gender sensitization or gender equality, as we all know, our society was very much patriarchal in nature, and even Constitution, by writing Article 14 of the Constitution, which says equality before the law, immediately they have written Article 15, which says no discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, color, or sex. And then in the section they say, if the state want, they can make a special provision for the women. Because equality was not there actually. If one is here and one is here, so to bring that equality, something positive or something special is to be done for that particular part. That has been done. That has been done. Many special laws have been made. Many schemes have been made. We see many reservations in the jobs. We see many reservations in the employment as well as in admissions, so that we can achieve the true equality. Not only those merely words or bookish equality. To achieve that equality, we have to do something special, something positive, so that we can bring them at par. And that is happening. Government, we see many of the time, even to flaunt themselves, governments come up, ye yojana, wo yojana, women ke liye, some type of bank, some type of money, some type of, at the time of she give birth to a child, sometime for her nutrition, sometime for her, a monthly allowances. So they also know that they don't having, many of them are not having equal status. To bring them up, we need to support them in some other form. So some certain things are being done, and we are, all of us, I think, many age group, we have seen increasing the number of the girls in the universities and school, and even in colleges. When I was a law student way back in 1983 to 86 in AMU, there were only 3 girls. When I started teaching, there were only 7 girls. So, after a few years, I started teaching in 88 or 89. And then slowly, gradually, we have seen 40%, 30%. Now today we see sometimes they're 60%. They're more than the boys. When it comes to sitting in the class, girls are larger than the number of the boys. So this is development actually. This is happening. We are getting that equality. And once they are there, they further make it better. We see, in judiciary, our girls go, lots of law girls go for judiciary. When results of the judiciary of any state comes, girl always coming, ma'am, I'm selected, ma'am, we are selected, ma'am. Very few boys who come. It's only more and more girls are. So today when they are getting selected, they are there. Of course, tomorrow, even in the Supreme Court, where we say there are few girls, or in the ministries, we say there are very few women, or even in the government system, we always question, how many ministers are there? How many judges? They are definitely at those level, there are very few, there is few. But today, if this generation is going with that huge ratio, I'm sure today they are going to be there, not only in equal number, but in a large. Thank you with this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom with us. Let's move on to celebrate the achievement of a Women's Manifesto Award 2023. Before moving on to the declaration, let me introduce the Women's Manifesto Award to you all. Since 2016, Women's Manifesto confers award to eminent women, organizations, and institutions in order to recognize efforts made by them for rendering distinguished services for the cause of women and development. Women who have made contributions for the improvement of socio-economic, education, health, legal conditions of women, and those women who made exemplary contributions in literature, arts, academic, research and development, dissemination of knowledge, media, public administration, sports, science, technology, entrepreneurship, etc., are eligible for the nomination. Awardees are selected from the nominations received by a team of jury members. The winner is awarded with a memento, certificate, cash prize of 10,000 rupees. Now let me take this opportunity to introduce these winners to you. First, I wish to take my privilege to introduce an extraordinary individual who has dedicated her life to empower women, Uzma Nahid. Uzma is a visionary social entrepreneur who tirelessly works to develop the skills of women in arts and crafts, providing them with the tools and opportunities they need to market their products successfully. Her efforts have transformed lives and created sustainable pathways for economic independence. Please join me in celebrating Uzma Nahid for her remarkable contribution and unwavering commitment to women empowerment. I invite Professor Neena Pandey to give and Uzma Nahid to receive the memento.
आप इतने दूर तक आए हो तो हमारा वहां जाना कैमरे ऊपर की
नहीं जरूरी है और उन्होंने ये भी बात की कि हर लोग कर सकते हैं हम लोग जैसे अपने पढ़ाने और वो भी एक कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है मगर आप लोग हैं और हिम्मत होना भी चाहिए बहुत जरूरी है उसके लिए कोई जरूरी नहीं है बहुत बड़ी डिग्रियां हुई इंसान में बिल होना चाहिए
बस वो एक ट्रिगर पॉइंट जिसने आपको वही चाहिए वो आता है इसकी लाइफ में आता है कुछ लोग कैच करते हैं थैंक यू
Now it's my pleasure to invite Advocate Tina Cherian, whose remarkable dedication to social work has made a profound impact in our community. Advocate Cheryl is a tireless social worker whose dedication and compassion has profoundly impacted the lives of countless survivors of child sexual abuse and domestic violence. Her exceptional work in rehabilitation has not only provided critical support but also inspired hope and healing. Please join me in congratulating Advocate Tina Cherian for her outstanding service and well-deserved recognition. I invite Professor Nusrat Parveen Khan to give an Advocate Tina to receive the momentum.
Very important. So it requires, my books are there on child and yes, yeah. It's public finances lectures. We are going to connect with you. Our students will connect with you. And organize Women's Manifesto. All the way from Kerala. I have my excerpts for a subject. Definitely going to understand. Oh, yeah.
Now I'm delighted to introduce an exceptional healthcare professional, Dr. Iram Khan. Dr. Khan has dedicated her career to helping women skillfully managing complicated cases and performing exceptional surgeries. Her expertise and unwavering commitment have made a profound difference in the lives of our patients. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Iram Khan for her outstanding contribution to women health. And invite Dr. Simin Akhtar, Department of Economics, Zakir Hussain College of Delhi, to give Dr. Iram Khan the momentum.
Please. I would just like to say a few things. That this, yeah. See, working in healthcare, it's so pitiable. We speak about gender equality. We speak about financial equality. But the basic right of a female is health. And it is so pathetic. When she gets married, she's taking care of her husband, his whole family. Now, the moment she gets pregnant, usko maike bhej. Because now she needs care. Right? Maike jaake bhi, the decision for her health is not her own. Even not her parents. Because they are scared. Kuch galat ho gaya, to in-laws and the society is going to eat them. So we get cases where the poor female, she does not know who her doctor is. She's just out of because of financial problems. She's made to lie down at any quack center to be rather slaughtered. What even she's going to live or not, she doesn't know. We had a female who had a 22 kg tumor in her abdomen. Imagine it's not going to pop up in one day. But how long she was suffering? Her family was not caring. The hospitals are not sympathetic. And she's pitiable. And at the same time, she does not know what to do. She does not have the decision in her hand. So we have to empower women to at least get to decide of their health. It is very important. And how do we start? We have to educate the society. The day a female is born, her mother or her father, they start accumulating wealth or jewelry or assets. Kids dowry mein denge. But now it is high time you start accumulating that wealth for your daughter. We speak about entrepreneurship. Rather than government helping her, why not her father help her with that principle? So this is now. And second, that females need to stop glorifying being a multi-purpose. I'm working, I'm doing household work. And you have to ask for help. That I cannot do everything. I need help. So at Al Shifa Multi-Speciality Hospital, I'm dealing with cases which have been abandoned with everyone. I nominated myself because I wanted to spread this awareness that all of us, we come across our mates, we come across relatives, we come across people who've been denied treatment on the basis of financial aspects, on the basis of high risk. So you can always feel free to contact me. I get a lot of patients where the cases have been filed, the patient is unable to pay. I won't say at our hospital we do treatment for free, but as much as we can help the patient. So you can feel free to contact me whenever we Al Shifa Multi-Speciality Hospital, Abul Fasil. Yeah. So the qualities provided are as good as any corporate, but the prices are very low. And for special needs and for high risk cases, we just do the case. We ask for money or paper later. First of all, we help the patient out, and then we work on how financial things are going to work. So please feel free to explain.
That's me. Participants.
Can we have all the contact here, each participant? This is what I expect from this very question. In our daily life. Where's the WhatsApp? Yeah, so that's easy and practical way of connecting to each other.
Yeah.
But that if everybody presents.
Yes,
definitely.
Our fourth winner, Jasmine Ambalati Rakhat. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Not physically present here, presently staying in UAE and joined us via online. Miss Jasmine is a celebrated presence in the work of magazines, captivating readers with her evocating poems and stories. A prolific author, she has composed numerous lyrics and penned many books. Please join me in honoring Jasmine for her significant contributions to literature and the arts.
Already been recognized.
Congratulations again to the winners. You have made us all proud by setting a wonderful example out there. Let's move to hear from the achievers themselves. I would like Uzma Naik ma'am to speak few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Adab. I would like to start that I belong to the founders of Darul Uloom Deoband. From that family, I went to Bombay after my marriage, and then I found the culture was totally different, and women were living in a very, pathetic manner, Islamically also and all. So then first my work was to draft a conditional nikahnama in 1994, in which I introduced in front of the great scholars of Islam, in which my father was presiding. He was the vice chancellor of Darul Uloom Deoband. So I invited 15 ulama of India, and with the group I was working, and then I presented in front of them that this is the condition of women, and Islam allows a lot of rights and duties and many things to women which they are not enjoying. So fortunately they accepted it, and they started working on that, and then they asked that I send them hundreds of copies of that, and they sent all Indian muftis on which they give their opinion, and they said that this is the only solution of the all problems, the lap issue and anything. There are 36 points were there. So it goes to personal law court, and then they started working on that. But unfortunately, it was not released in the perfect form as I presented, with the help of many academicians and advocates, and Yusuf Michala also was there in that, Qazis and Muftis and all. But later they give me the membership of a personal law board in which I was there for 20 years. There I understood that the main problem of women is the economic backwardness. The matrimonial issues are not, being created from outside, inner side. No one wants to fight, but they're constant that they, सास बहू के झगड़े होते हैं, मियाँ बीवी के होते हैं. तो हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि मतलब वो झगड़े जो हैं उनको सॉल्व करें, लेकिन उसके बेसिक उस पर नहीं जा रहे, पॉइंट पर नहीं जा रहे. So I started establishing vocational training centers. I started four polytechnics. One is Anjuman Islam, Siddequi College, and that. Then I understood that they are going in their own homes again in the same atmosphere and doing nothing. Then I started working in another way, that I engaged with the skilled ladies in various cities of India. And then now it is spread in all over India, and 30,000 women are working with us in all over India. They are producing employment. They are producing 150 items, which our main thing is that we guide them what to make. They have two problems: what to make and where to sell. So where to sell, we are guiding them. We are connecting them with the market. And we have, international contacts and groups which are related to the other countries' Chamber of Commerce. Big groups are working. So we are introducing their products there. The second aspect, that youth is going in the malls. They want to buy the Indian arts and crafts, but this is so big that, and so much money they have to spend, which they don't have in the pocket. So we are minimizing the arts, so it is easier for them, easier for this group also. They can make easily, and we are doing more production and more selling. So the 100% profits are going to them because we are removing the middleman also. Middleman is taking the whole profits. So recently we have announced Islamic dresses, modest dresses, which I'm wearing. The idea is like the corporate sector, they are, the women who are working there, they don't want to wear the typical traditional hijab. But we started this type of dresses, which is covered and in different materials, good materials, imported materials. So it become a very good, initiative for them and for us also, because we have got a very good market. So every time we are changing things according to the need of the hour, and we are studying their problems. Like in Aligarh, we found that ladies are making the applique work, but they are being paid only 15 rupees for one kurti. One kurti, the full jal, and 15 rupees only. But we could pay them 500 rupees of one kurti, 1,500 rupees for one suit, which we were selling in 2,500. This tremendous, difference we can bring if we really, involve in this. So the whole, now the situation is that all the ulama are inviting me to give lectures on this, how to, work for women. The whole scenario is changed now. So they are asking me to give us idea. They are ready to invest the money. They are ready to, guide them. And I'm telling them that they don't need to go out also in the market. If other people are ready to go in the markets, they can go and they can sit at home. And now the world is on buttons. So you can achieve whatever you want. You can supply to America or Australia, wherever you want. Indian TV has announced Indian arts and crafts so tremendously, so beautifully that the world knows India as a Rangarang world. So we should be benefited with that. And my as you said, and you said also that hard working is going on and on. For 35 years, I'm working, and now I feel that these ladies are living in towns, but the gap which I'm feeling is that elite class is not connecting with them. How much I can do, and the government also cannot do for the whole India. We need a lot of people. We need to identify the problems and issues of the artisans. In the beautiful Indian arts, but these are not, yeah. So in the Banaras art or Lucknow art, so it will there we will not uh, think about it. And our motto is to empower women, because once it is economically empowered, then the whole family respect her, and they forget to tease her for giving troubles to her. So my main intention is to bring the economic empowerment of women.
Manifesto. That this kind of case studies should be published. It should come in a big form. Because all the time you see we are giving examples. I gave example of Amul and see. Why not we read these examples? It's like 35 years of experience, right? You can talk to the person in detail. We have people in academics who do wonderful case studies. We can talk to you, we disturb you, and you can take assistance. And have a good communication.
Yeah, we can do the institute.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so Ma'am Uzma, she's helping lots of women. Many congratulations for that. And as you said, the root cause of the exploitation, especially once a woman is married, is they should be economically empowered. And in that direction, you are doing a lot. I think time has come when we should also think about women have in Islam, especially if I say we are talking especially of Muslim women or of any other religion, even Hindu law also, women have equal property rights, right? That has been recognized by laws, that has been recognized in the Quran, in Sharia, and you are also associated with personal law boards also. Why don't I take that step also to recognize those rights as well as to start actually giving women their rights? If their property rights are with them, they are automatically equally empowered, and that will not happen. And a women, especially in Muslim, where they feel to be the last person or very, very much weak and humble and type of women, they have a different type of rights. They have as a wife, they have as a daughter, they have as a sister, they have in different category that it is added all together, it actually becomes more than to that. But the societal answer to all this is, इनको तो दहेज में दे दिया था, इनको तो बच्चा पैदा होने पे दे दिया था. Actually, same was happening even in Hindu religion. Hindu Succession Act was amended 2005. The thing is, even law was amended. औरत को जब तक मांगे ना कोई देता ही नहीं है और जब वो मांगने लगती है तो रिश्ते ही खराब हो जाते हैं. They don't have that. But somehow we have to take it slowly, gradually, and so that, of course, it will take time. It may take generation, but it should become a rule. If it is hers, it should be given to her. But it can be started at some point, and I think Sharnas can also take this as a step, because very recently even NCW have done one workshop, a type of consultation meeting. I was also part of that, whereby we thought of, which is very drastic actually, just like recently we had that law, divorce के बाद अगर marriage के बाद अगर divorce देते हो, you be jailed, and though it has been criticized also, but they're saying automatically दो property right नहीं दोगे तो फिर you will get punishment if women was to. So this is going on to happen very soon in that form. Will it not be feasible if we take it in our own family, in our own system, that it's justly and honestly to begin, rather than spoiling the relationship? That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Now I invite Advocate Neena Pandey to share a few words. Please.
Thank you. First of all, let me thank you for giving me this wonderful award because I'm sincerely grateful for the recognition and opportunity it brings to me. As you know, my field is I'm basically working among sexually abused victims and also among domestic violence victims. My background for working among these victims started years back because basically I was appointed as legal counselor in Nirbhaya homes. I don't know many of you know about Nirbhaya homes. They're homes for sexually abused children. I resigned from there almost 8 years back. But before that, I was working there. So I came to come across many such children where they were sexually abused even by their own parents, stepfathers, and very close relatives. See, the issue is that once they are out from the shelter homes, maybe after completion of their trial or after their age completes 18 years. So once they are out, then their life will be in such a terrible condition because most of if they are abused by father or stepfather, most of them will be in jail. Then their mother will be in the mental or such issues. So they will be compelled to go to some of their relatives' house. So I know this children personally uh, because I was in the care homes and they used to communicate with me often. So after me resigning from that post, I was thinking to start something for these children. That is how my trust came into being. That is Jenina Trust. So a lot of social workers and other clinical psychologists, everyone came with me for that noble venture. Then when I started, first of all, what I understood is that they are very weak in their education status because many of them are dropouts from schools. They came to shelter homes at the age of 12 or 13. Naturally, when they came at that age, they are dropping from their school. So they don't have proper education. So first thing we started is to give them education. But what happened is that when they are joined in some courses, we came to know that many of them they don't even know to write or read properly. So as they are from very socially and economically very lower strata of society. So next thing, we started joining them for some sort of vocational training like bag making, then training in other forms of arts, doll making, etc. See, in bag making, we used to collect saris from individuals, from organizations, and also from uh, some some shops. They used to give us saris, very good saris. Then with that saris, we give training for them both offline and online. We got some good trainers. So thereafter, they started to make this bags because they are very proficient in doing this type of artistic work. Even though they are very bad in their studies, they used to build very beautiful bags. Then we used to conduct exhibitions with these bags. A lot of persons come and used to buy those bags, and the entire profit is given to them. Such way we started to reintegrate them to the society because once they are out from this shelter homes, they have to be back to the same society. So we know that how a society is considering a person who is sexually abused. Basically, it is such a bad thing. Basically, they are again, they are students of 10 to 18 years. When they are back from the home, they are just 18 years, just 19 years. Many of them does not have any exposure to outside world just because they are being abused by their own close relatives. They are in such a great time. So we started to reintegrate to society by giving them education, by vocational training, and also many of now, as of many of them are married, we also provide them marriage help. Many of them are married and they are happily living. Even now, we are continuing support, the emotional support. Why? Because most of these children are in such a traumatic situation even now. Because if, as they are exploited in their very young age, what happens is that they are always, they got a lot of behavior problems as of now. Even if they are married to someone else, they used to show this behavior issues, their behavior problems. So we are, even now, we are continuously following them up. We got a data bank of these victims. At first, these victims came from my own knowledge because I had close contact with this victim. But later on, many persons used to refer these victims to us because it is quite confidential. We never give data bank or other things to any persons. Even there are some persons who say that we are ready to help them with educational help and some other help, but they want their details. Okay, we never used to give that. If they are saying like that, we never used to give their address or everything. But there are other persons who are ready to help these victims with education and other things, even marriage help, without they don't want to know their name or nothing. That is one sort of area where we work. The other is definitely domestic violence victims. See, domestic violence victims, we know that they are, as far as Kerala is concerned, it is educationally such an empowered state. I think most of them, almost 100%, we used to say that. But when compared to the abuse, physical abuse they face, it is tremendous and it is increasing day by day. A lot of physical abuse cases are being reported from Kerala. Many of them are hospitalized with heavy physical abusement. And they actually, these women, they don't know what to do. There are many domestic violence victims from very high strata of society, but they are not ready to reveal it to other persons because of their societal or their challenges. That is the case of the ladies from the higher strata of society. Coming to the lower strata of society, their husbands may either be habitual drunkards or drug addicts. Such a heavy physical abuse. Again, the circle is being repeated because these children who are seeing all these atrocities, they are also facing a lot of behavior issues. Again, their mothers, the mothers are facing also all this type of issues from their the part of their children. For example, many of these children, when they came to adolescent age, they become drug abusers. Then there are theft reported from their part. Cases are being filed. So the circle is again and again repeating. For this domestic violence victims, we used to give vocational training. Again, in the back making, there are trainers who give training to them. Then we give them 6 months or 8 months monthly amount we used to supply them. And sometimes it will be the 4,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees, but it is such a help to them because many of them are ousted from their family by husbands because they are regularly drug addicts because they cannot live in that home. So they will be shifting to some rented homes. What will happen? Most of them are housemates. They will get in Kerala. They will get maximum. They will get 10,000 to 12,000 rupees. With that amount in Kerala, outstanding is so high. They have to give at least 5,000 to 6,000 rupees as rent. Then they have to go for other expenses. If suppose any of their children is sick, then they will be that thing will more in problems. So we used to help them at least 6 to 8 months with some sort of small sort of financial. What will happen? The infra we collect, we make it from our data bank, and we are giving it for some definite class regarding looking at their economical charges. Then what is the children doing? So the issue is that suppose if we are giving them financial help, they got an emotional support. they always think that there is someone to help us. So they always come to us. They always used to talk to us if they got some sort of issues. Then we refer to them to shelter homes if they got many issues like because of physical abuse when they are not in a position to live in their homes. In many nights, many ladies call me stating that they are outside their house. He's making such problems. So where should I go with my children? So we definitely we will refer to her to some shelter homes, and the day after, or after 2 or 3 days, we will call the husband. We will talk to him. If he is not ready to settle the issues, if he's ready going on this, definitely we will ask them to sign the case and to get the protection orders and everything. So I think these are the two areas where we work with. I think this is a teamwork. There are social workers, clinical psychologists, doctors, everybody involved. In fact, my association, my organization had only work experience for only this 5 to 6 years. But as I think, as it is a teamwork, I'm especially among victims, I can do. We are able to do a lot of things for the last 2 to 4 years. In fact, my trust, it is my trust logo is be a reason for someone's smile. That is our logo. That logo, in fact, when I started my organization, it's something which come into mind. But I think through these years, we are able to bring smile to some victims, definitely some victims, at least to some, because of our, not only because of this financial support, but the emotional support we are giving to them. They were always, our social workers or me personally, is always taking telephone and asking, how are you? Just a word, how are you? Are you going fine? That makes them so happy. Say that there is somebody to help them. So I think for these years, I'm so happy because I can do everything in connection with my profession. I'm getting a lot of data. Many persons are also giving me a lot of data. As there are a lot of ladies who is facing all these types of atrocities in the society. So thank you so much. So with this, guys, I'm concluding. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me by getting this award, because this is a recognition for my work, and this is my first award. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. Iram Khan to share a few words.
I've already spoken much. I would just like to thank Dr. Sharna for introducing me to such wonderful ladies out here. And thank you to Dr. Shabina also. Like I already said, that the dowry that you're preparing for your daughter is not going to help her when her marriage fails or when she is going into a maternal death. It's not going to help her. The small education, if you're not able to give her education, the small skill that you can give her, or maybe if you can't give her anything, just give her a voice to stand against any abuse. We speak about mental abuse, we speak about domestic violence, we speak about sexual abuse. Is this not abuse that your husband is taking? Just 2 days back, I faced a case. Your husband, out of maybe financial problems or maybe neglect to you, is taking you to a quack. You are delivering, and the patient is bleeding torrentially, like the whole doctor's cabin gets flooded with her blood. The doctor shoves a mop kind of a cloth in her private parts and sends her to me or anywhere. Is this not abuse? You don't know what's happening to you for any illness, not just pregnancy. She has a voice. She has, she has some say that no, I'm not going to go to a quack. She has some financial stability where at least she can take some decisions of her health. So that's what I want to say. That financial, okay, if you're weak financially, at least give her a voice. And it's not that the society is not receptive nowadays. Even if our housemates, if we try to educate them about something, कि भाई तुम अपनी बेटी को, पढ़ाओ या they are ready. They are ready to raise a voice. ऐसा नहीं है. आजकल females, they are receptive. So on our part, if these small changes we can make on teaching the society, कि rather than preparing for a dowry or other things. Just empower her mentally. It's going to help us a lot on a small scale.
One thing I want to that professionally, when you are in,
Yeah.
my goal to reach that we ladies should have a network like Fabinia. Our ladies, they should have all the arts and crafts are in our hand. But someone else, some foreign companies are coming and they are selling from one showroom. They have some, in a one day, they have some 5 to 10 lakh sales. So, the main problem which, we as a NGO, we are facing, that even after lots of efforts, we are unable to, sell the products as much they are making. I have full, two big flats in which their luggage, their goods are there. So it is very difficult. And the goods are different. Very, we don't know for which thing we can get the orders. The world is, interested in Indian products. We are making beautiful products, but the selling point is very difficult. और एनजीओ का इम्प्रेशन होता है, हम हालांकि उसे रिलीज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये इम्प्रेशन होता है कि एनजीओ जो है वो हमें क्वांटिटी में नहीं दे सकती, उनको डर लगता है, तो वो इसलिए जो कमर्शियल नेटवर्क है वहां जाते हैं, हालांकि चाहते हैं। और दुनिया भर में, मैं ओमान में मेरा एक इंटरव्यू आया था ओमान टाइम्स में, तो वहाँ की ओमानी एसोसिएशन जो सुल्तान की मदर की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उन्होंने बुलाया और उन्होंने कहा कि अगर आप हमको, वो 25 लेडीज थी बिजनेस वुमेन जो फ्रांस से इंपोर्ट करेंगी, अगर आप हमें देंगी, उनके कलर फेड नहीं होने चाहिए, अगर अच्छी चीज देंगी तो थाउजेंड्स ऑफ ड्रेसेस एक एक लेडी खरीदेगी। तो मैंने कहा पैसे दीजिए, तो कहते पैसे नहीं देंगे, पहले प्रोडक्ट लाइए। तो ये चीजें ऐसी है कि जिसमें हमें प्रोफेशनल की जरूरत है, प्रोफेशनल बिजनेस वुमेन। हमारी जो जबान वो एनजीओ की जबान होती है, हम वो कमर्शियल जबान नहीं बोल पाते, हमारे एटीट्यूड से ही नहीं पता चलता है। मगर हम बिजनेस में ये नहीं चलता है कि आप पे रहम खाएंगे, रहम खा के जेब में कोई नहीं हाथ डालता है। तो इसलिए हमें, मतलब इस मैनिफेस्टो पे आई थिंक हमें कोई डिसीजन इस तरह का लेना चाहिए कि हम करें। बॉम्बे में मैंने 2 शोरूम बना लिए हैं और उसका इनॉग्रेशन भी वहाँ की एक कमिश्नर की वाइफ ने किया है, वो भी इसमें बहुत इंटरेस्टेड है। तो लेकिन ये अगर ये सारे हिंदुस्तान में, अभी हमारे पास 150 आइटम्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं, बैग्स हैं और गारमेंट्स में वैरायटीज हैं, और जेंट्स के भी हैं, लेडीज के भी हैं, सब कुछ बच्चों के, और होम डेकर है, बहुत कुछ फर्निशिंग्स में। लोग जो देखते हैं वो कहते हैं कि हम ढूंढते हैं इस टाइप की चीज को, और हम सस्ता देते हैं क्योंकि हम एम्पोरियम का रेट नहीं दे रहे, हम लोगों के लिए चीप कर रहे हैं। ये भी एक चैलेंज है, लेकिन हम कर रहे हैं।
Respective of the fact that financial literacy अगर इंट्रोड्यूस करा दिया है ना बहुत अर्ली एज, हाँ ये बहुत, तो वो बहुत सही है। मतलब ये होना ही चाहिए एज ए पार्ट ऑफ करिकुलम, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी, कि हमको कैसे अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट करना, क्या पैसे को कैसे मैनेज करना। आधी आबादी तो ये समझ रही है कि पैसा कोई और मैनेज करेगा। अभी भी महिलाएं, माय ओन फ्रेंड्स, they are into academics and they don't manage their funds, है ना। उनकी तनख्वाह आ जाती है इसमें, उनके अकाउंट में, लेकिन मैनेज कोई और कर रहा है। नहीं, आपने ये भी कोई नहीं, मुझे लगता है इस पे भी बहुत सोचना कि अगर 10 रुपए हमारे पास है तो ये 10 रुपया में कैसे खर्च करें। ये बात हमें आना बहुत अर्ली एजेस से ये सीखना पड़ेगा।
Now, Miss Jasmine will join us via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, thank you to introducing me also. And I'm really missed this program. Now I'm watching in the Zoom. Sorry, I can't travel and I'm really missed this program. This is a wonderful program, but this is a proud moment because now I'm also a Women's Manifesto awardee. So thank you so much, this entire team. And first of all, let me take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude and great joy the Women's Manifesto has selected me for the writer because I'm a writer. I so they are showing my videos now. More than 25 years I'm in this field and continue now. Also, I want to continue my writing. I consider this award as the biggest honor I have received for literature on the Women's Day. That is a great gift. In the Women's Day, I got this award. That's a great gift. Thank you so much. And I started writing at the age of 14, and I have received full support from everyone, especially my friends and my family also. Already about 7 collections of poetry have been presented to the readers. 5 poetry collections released at Sharjah International Book Fair, and I'm focused writing only in my mother tongue, that is in Malayalam. So in my all poems and all articles and my poet collections also in only the Malayalam language I written. I started beginning I'm writing stories, poems and essays, but later I focused on poetry, and I am now back to writing stories and planning to release a story collection in the next Sharjah International Book Fair on November, inshallah. I'm sincerely seeking all your supports. I feel it's a great loss being unable to participate in this program. Due to some personal reason, I can't travel to Delhi. But special thanks to the Women's Manifesto to organize who arranged it for me to attend on the Zoom platform. Let me congratulate the other 3 awardees along with me because now I'm watching which one they shared their experience. No, that is great thing. Congrats the 3 awardees. I wish you to continue this good work of finding women who have shown their talent in various fields and presenting them with encouraging and recognitions over the years. Thank you once again, and a special thanks to Sharnas because she is always behind with us. She given the proper instructions and the informations and the updations also. So thank you so much, Sharnas, and the all members of the Women's Manifesto team. So it's a nice meeting. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, I extend our heartfelt welcome to our respected guest, Dr. Simin Akhtar. She is an associate professor of economics at Zakir Hussain Delhi College. She earned her PhD in social exclusion from Jamia Millia Islamia. So we are honored to have her with us today, and I invite Dr. Shabina Kamruddin, Executive Member of Women's Manifesto, to present a welcome plan to her. I request Simin ma'am to share a few words.
Thank you so much, Shiva. And thank you, Sharna and Women's Manifesto, for having me here. It's been a pleasure and a privilege listening to all of you. I had attended at Supernight earlier online events, Women's Manifesto. Yes, exactly. But this is so much better, meeting people in person and seeing women coming out of their domestic spaces, claiming their due share in public spaces, and speaking out, sharing their experiences, and forming much needed solidarity. So let me just put out three things that I think are very important for women's empowerment. The first is access to resources and opportunities, economic resources, political freedom, social associations. Then the second is agency and autonomy. So we are denied access to education, we are denied access to healthcare, we are denied access to nutrition and food and political freedoms. And that happens both within households as well as at the level of society and institutions. So that is something that we need to contest. And there is denial. So there is denial, and then there is denial of the denial of access, which needs to be contested. And even for women who have the chance to receive an education, who become independent, who are a part of the workforce, which is unfortunately very low. Even the urban workforce participation is only around 16% something, right? So, but even for those women who are earning a living of their own, they severely lack financial autonomy. They don't get within the households the right and the freedom to put their own money to use. And even if they are allowed, quote unquote, a small part of it to spend, investment decisions, anything which is considered serious, is not, that freedom and that autonomy is not handed to women. So it will never be handed to you. You have to fight for it. You have to assert yourself, your rights, your freedoms. It is rights and freedoms. They're always a matter of assertion, and the denial has to be contested. Okay? And the third part of empowerment is solidarity. We have to learn to form solidarity. And, like some of the earlier speakers were saying, even if you don't have anything, even if you're not a part of the workforce, you don't have employment, we work, of course, we work all the time, but it's not paid work in the household, right? So even if you don't have anything, you have your voice. We are all on social media. So share your experiences, reach out to others, and like-minded people, they will come to you. Associations, organizations, collectives, they will approach you, but you have to speak out. So if you are a victim, let me not say victim, if you are a survivor of any sort of abuse, please, and there are obvious costs of speaking out. We know that. There are obvious costs within the household, and there are costs that we pay in terms of, political victimization and targeting. So a lot of our friends, the colleagues, you must have heard about him, Sai Baba. He was recently released. He was incarcerated without any shred of evidence for a long, long time. Another colleague, Hani Babu, he is still under incarceration. We have Omar, we have Gulshan, we have other people who are still behind the bars. And but that is the cost we pay as an individual and as a society for the benefit of the larger society and community. We have to gather our guts. We have to, we have to tell ourselves to overcome our fears in that sense. And it is obviously difficult for the individual, like we were discussing before the session started. Some of us were having a conversation here. That is where solidarity and that is where collectives come in. You have to reach out, you have to form networks of individuals through who you think this kind of positive, affirmative intervention can be. Income countries, since I come from an economics background, I'm a teacher learning, in economics, the data tells us that there are more than 230 million formal registered social small entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and the number is almost 3 times as high within the informal sector. So social entrepreneurship, the kind of thing that Uzma here or a lot of others, they are doing, it is a very, let's say, concrete and a very manifest way of forming that sort of solidarity, empowering others, and ensuring that your own experience of marginalization or oppression, gendered oppression, and marginalization and denial does not get passed on to the next generation. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our children I have a 5-year-old son, almost 5, and I hope to raise a feminist son. I try to take him along to all these meetings, wherever I can. So we have to, and obviously, there are problems at home, and we face problems at our institutions for speaking out their issues, demos, and all sorts of victimization happens within the institutional setup also, but we have to be a part of a larger collective. We have to. So there's this small group of friends called the Muslim Women Research Network that I am a part of. So this is friends from DU, JNU, and AMU. It is an academic outreach and support-based initiative. And there's a small teachers collective called the Common Teachers Forum that I am a part of at the university level. It is a far-left organization. I've also been involved with the National Association of People's Movement, NAPM, and ALIFA, which is the feminist forum of NAPM. And I have recently been given the charge of outreach in any cases of gendered abuse or victimization across Delhi school universities, TU, JNU, Jamia, and Ambedkar University. Why I am telling you this, is so that our young friends here, they realize the importance of solidarity and being parts of a network. Unless we speak when somebody else needs us too, nobody is going to be there to speak up. Earlier this week itself, the FCRA registration of a very prominent Delhi-based NGO called the Center for Financial Accountability was cancelled. CFA, by the way, had been doing an excellent job, and it was only academic documenting, but because they are dissenters in the political sense of the term, you have people, senior, people from legal background here, they would be able to tell you the new laws that have come into place now. They only allow for a further victimization of political dissent. A very small change that has been made is that the police remand period has been increased from 15 days to 40 days. It is going to make a hell lot of a difference. I'm sorry for my language. It is going to, yes, and a lot of other things that are going to further, We've not talked about medical things. Yes, absolutely. So all these freedoms are democratic spaces, and our democratic freedoms are under constant attack. And we have to form collectives, not just women's collectives, but we have to strengthen all citizens' movements for democratic rights and civil liberties. We have to stand together. And unless we stand together as an aware and organized citizens in general, in a wider sense, we are not going to be able to challenge authoritarian governments, which is what we need for any sort of constructive, positive, progressive assertion of our rights, whether it is as women or as minority communities, as Muslims, as Dalits, as Adivasis, as political prisoners. So I think it is very important to be able to recognize 4 things: that there is a lack of access, and that there is a denial of this denial of access, that we need to be actively asserting our rights and ensuring access for our future generations, people in the family, people around us, students. We are actively involved in delivering this access to them, and we assert our agency and autonomy in whatever little ways we can, and we have to do it absolutely every day. And then we form solidarities and networks and collectives where our strength really lies in a constitutional democracy. That is where the strength of any movement for democratic rights and civil liberties lies. So we have to do that, and I'll just close by quoting Professor Angela Davis when she says that we have to believe that it is possible to radically transform the world, and we have to act that way, and we have to do that all. So congratulations to Women's Manifesto once again. Congratulations, Sharma, for the book. You guys have been have been doing an excellent job, and I love you to visit you. We are looking forward to sustained engagement.
Thank you, ma'am. And at last, we are fortunate to have Dr. Jisha Amar as our honorable guest. Dr. Jisha holds PhD. So I invite Dolly ma'am to present welcome plan to Dr. Jisha Amar.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. കുറച്ച് മലയാളികൾ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നു. അസ്സലാമു അലൈക്കും. നമസ്കാരം. ആക്ച്വലി ഇനി എനിക്ക് പറയാനൊന്നുമില്ല. I don't have anything else to say or reiterate. It's all been discussed. Almost everything has been discussed here, you know. So when we are speaking here, right now, when we are talking, in Malawi, Africa, there are women who doesn't have clean energy, which means if they have to cook something, they don't have a clean energy set. Why? We have Sunita Williams, who is trapped in Kennedy Space Center. So we can see that two women from our globe, they are having in two different situations right now. So basically, we have discussed a lot of scenarios, a lot of stuff related to women. So what I would want to tell you is, like Neena ma'am said, there is a lot of disparity why in Malawi a woman doesn't have cleaner energy to cook, and how Sunita Williams, who was Indian origin, reached space. So what are the difference? What is the difference between these two women? That is something that we can think about today when we leave the space. So access to law, access to legal advice, access to financial, help, access to emotional help, access to education, access to knowing how to educate yourself and go outside and bring out your passion and work for that passionately. So I'm a PhD in physics. So this is a Schrodinger equation. So Schrodinger smiley, you all must have heard of at least Schrodinger smiley. So Schrodinger smiley is just a smiley. Why I don't have anything else to discuss again. Okay, that's why I'm just coming to Schrodinger smiley. So why Schrodinger smiley? Everyone knows about that. It is just a half moon. There are two dots up and two dots down. But when you look at it from above, or when you look at it from down, or when you just make that on a paper and you just observe, when you change the perspective, when you change the direction, when you change the dimension, the smiley changes, the emoticon changes from a smile to sad face. So that smile is something that Sunita Williams is right now, that she got access to, a woman who has passion. She got access to that. And a woman in Malawi, she doesn't have access to anything, and she doesn't even know that she doesn't have access to anything. So we had former speakers spoke about law, legal advice, financial support, literacy, like financial literacy, then emotional access to emotional support. So many stuff has been discussed. So when you think about these two scenarios, you can actually understand what we women actually need to, proceed further to achieve what we really want. So I was part of Delhi University. Okay. But just like Dr. Simin said, so institutional victimization is something that I decided one day, okay, no, enough is enough. I have a PhD. I have worked for more than a decade, so I have to break this. And I started this company called Ecovida Climate LLB. So basically, we work for a sustainable future. We work for more greener future. So it's a lot for this platform right now. So what you can do is, there are students from Delhi University and all other central universities. What you can do is, you can just Google what is Ecoveda Climate LLP doing. And what I can do is, I can help you achieve, if you want to work or if you want to have an internship, like placement, the collective comes in right now. So that I can help the students to actually work in a field which they like, which they are passionate about. So that's where I can come in. Also, I am you must be knowing about Maitri, which is a Malayali students fraternity. Yeah. In Delhi University. I am the chairperson of their internal complaints cell, and Dr. Sharnas and me, we work together. And this is the first time we are seeing her in physical space. Okay, we meet each other first time in physical space. So I see, you see, she is the one, the reason behind this collective. But where she is somebody who works in the background. She's somebody who work and give other women a chance. That is what we have to learn from her. Giving chance to other women is actually taking the limelight away from her and focusing on the people, other people. That is something which we can learn from her, and the soberness. I have seen how she helped Malayali students, women students, who had come all the way from Kerala to Delhi, and she has given, legal advice. There are so many rape cases, sexual abuse cases. I just sometimes feel that what is happening in the society? This is that kind of situation. Like ma'am said, sexual abuse cases. I sometimes feel that the people who work there, how actually they can sleep in the night. Because the things that, that she might have seen or experienced from people, from children, who doesn't know that they are already a body, but they have been already sexually abused. Can you imagine that? So there were a lot of women students from Kerala have been advised by Sharna's ma'am, and she has been a great help. So I'm so glad that finally in physical spaces, I'm associated with this Women Manifesto, and she is doing wonderful. She and her team doing wonderful job, and I would look forward to work more and more. And also, let's think about the Schrodinger smiley once again, and we have miles to go before we sleep. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, we have come to the end of the program. Let me take this opportunity to thank each one of you, including our guests, awardees, and everyone who has joined this program and made it a success. Thank you. And now I would like to invite the President of Women's Manifesto, Swaliha ma'am, to the stage and conclude our event with her vote of thanks. Please join me in welcoming her.
After a full day of discussions and deliberations, we are coming to a happy end of Women's Summit 2024. Now, the responsibility given to me to do vote of thanks to all. First of all, I thank Almighty God for making this event possible. And we express our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Neena Pandey, Department of Social Work, University of Delhi, for taking out her time from busy schedule to grace the occasion and enlighten us on women entrepreneurship. And if I talk about her, she had always been a great support and motivation for the Women's Manifesto in all its initiatives. And Professor Nusrat Parveen Khan, ex-dean of Jamia Millia Islamia, kindly agreed to release the book Dignity of Women and Justice Delivery System in India by Dr. Sharnas Muthu and addressed us with her thoughtful remarks. We all have highly benefited from your presence, knowledge, and vision, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we are also thankful to Dr. Simin Akhtar, ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Economics, Zakir Hussain College, University of Delhi, for gracing this occasion and delivering her address covering different aspects of women empowerment and entrepreneurship. Dr. Jisha Amar, Director, Ecoveda Climate LLP, made her comprehensive presentation, which was very informative and thought-provoking. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insight. Then we are very thankful to the real stars of the day, our Women's Manifesto awardees, Ms. Uzma Nahid, Advocate Tina Charian, and Dr. Iram Khan, who took pain to attend the event and inspire us all with their words and deeds. And Ms. Jasmine Ambalatilagat, another awardee of the day, could not be present physically, but she has joined online. I thank her also, and I once again congratulate to all the awardees and wish them further achievements in your life, our life. And finally, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all my colleagues, especially Ms. Shifali, who anchored the program, and Ms. Dolly Siddequi, Executive Committee Member, Women's Manifesto, who introduced the Women's Summit 24, and Dr. Sharnas Muthu, General Secretary of Women's Manifesto, and Ms. Ummay Fatima and Ms. Saresh Tisham, who were facilitating the online participation. And there are many more volunteers out here and members also. I thank all the members and volunteers of Women's Manifesto once again. Then we are thankful to the team, Indian Social Institute, this a team who has always been facilitating the Women's Manifesto programs and events from 2018 onwards. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants, both online and offline, who made the program a great success. Thank you.
Now I request everyone for a group photo.
And the journey yes.
Actually, it's very happy day for me in personal level also, and in the organizational level. Actually, means the book is the byproduct of my PhD thesis. And at the same time, the organization is also one of the byproduct of my PhD. In the sense that during my data collection time, we thought about this type of the organization because I'm working with the victims of domestic violence and with rape. Then at that time, I think that it's not easy to reach, it's not easy to support the victimized survivors. It's very easy to help them when they are empowered. Means we have to work before that victimization. Developmental basis पे हम लोगों को करना है. Then making this thing, we actually we conducted some programs in government schools. With the support of counseling, psychology department of Jamia, we done the counseling programs for the students from government schools. Then means how you should not be a victim. And that was the main motive of that counseling programs. That was the first step of the organization. Then from that, we completed our 10 years. Then the first time also we have a plan to publish some books related to women, but that could not. But anyway, we published some books from other publishers, but at least we got a chance to release in the Women's Summit. Then the full credit goes to Habib sir, my PhD supervisor. He did everything. He was the supporting board, even for the organization also. I'm very grateful for that. And the Dolly told that the emotional support, emotional connectivity between the members and well-wishers of the organization, that is the strength of the organization other than financial and other thing. that makes us the capacity building of ourselves. That is means that is we are empowered ourselves and we are utilizing this thing for the empowerment of the community or society. Thank you very much for everyone. Actually, I have some personal issues and other thing. In इसके बीच में actually 10 days का means back of the ये program के लिए इसलिए जो जितना मीन्स गेस्ट है उन सबको शायद ये 10 दिन का अंदर मेरे मैसेजेस आ गया होगा वो मीन्स इसका रीजन ये है लेकिन वी हैव टू डू द थिंग्स देयर इज नो अदर ऑप्शन थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द ऑल द गेस्ट इन द सेंस दैट मीन्स इतना जो कम टाइम में मैंने जो जितना मैसेजेस वगैरह भी फॉरवर्ड की सबको मीन्स just for giving the things I didn't even expect Nuzhat ma'am will release the book. मैंने आपको मैसेज किया था. This was my unexpected thing. Anyway, thank you very much for everyone for the participation also. Thank you very much. Some of my students are also the participants. Thank you very much.
All our students, I think, should take examples. When I met her, she was going through, I think, the biggest storm in her life which a female can go. And when I used to look at her, I used to take inspirations. How can this female be so calm and composed? Looking at her, you could not say, even like I as a doctor would at times, go home and break down. But looking at her, I used to see and going through all that, she's done all this, she's taken care of it. She is a true iron lady, I must say.
नहीं एक्चुअली मैं खुद का एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहूंगी मैनिफेस्टो के साथ. मेरा नाम डॉली है और अभी मैं एज ए MSW वर्किंग हूँ सफदरजंग हॉस्पिटल में. 2016 से पहले मैं हिंदी लिटरेचर पे थोड़ा करती थी और MSW कभी सोचा भी नहीं था. फिर बाय गॉड ग्रेस और थोड़ा सा अपने सोच से मैंने MSW में एडमिशन लिया और तब मैं बिहार में थी एक्चुअली और मैं इग्नू से डिस्टेंस कोर्स कर रही थी. फिर मैं सिर्फ कोर्स को करने के लिए दिल्ली आई और मैं बिल्कुल कह सकते हैं कोई आइडिया नहीं था कहाँ जुड़ूं, कैसे सोशल वर्क शुरू करूं, कैसे लोगों में अपनी पहचान बनाऊं. और गॉड ग्रेस मैं नौफिल सर से मिली और सर ने मुझे मैनिफेस्टो के बारे में बताया और मैं मैम से मिली और 2017 से जो जर्नी स्टार्ट हुई, मैंने मैनिफेस्टो ज्वाइन किया था एज ए इंटर्नशिप के लिए. लेकिन मैम ने जैसे हर प्रोजेक्ट में कुछ भी होता था, मैम हमें चाबी दे देती थी कि आप ही को करना है और आप ही समझेंगे कि कैसे कर सकते हैं. वहां से जो कॉन्फिडेंस मिला, कुछ गलतियां हुई, बहुत सारी हुई, लेकिन मैम ने उसको बहुत अच्छी तरीके से समझाया और कभी डांटा नहीं लेकिन समझाया और वो कॉन्फिडेंस हमारा बिल्ड होता गया. तो MSW मैंने किया 2 साल की इंटर्नशिप, 1 साल मैंने कहीं और से की, लेकिन मैंने आगे भी इसको जारी रखा और आज मैं आपके सामने एग्जीक्यूटिव मेंबर हूँ मूवमेंट मैनिफेस्टो की. तो मेरा जो सारा श्रेय मैं देती हूँ वो सिर्फ मैम को, कि मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस मैम ने उस लेवल पे किया कि आज मैं MSW एज ए वर्किंग हूँ और बहुत अच्छे से अपने फील्ड में काम कर रही हूँ. तो मेरा सारा कॉन्फिडेंस का जो भी शेयर वो मैम को जाता है. थैंक यू.
Yeah, we can.